What's going on, guys? This is your boy Harrison from Bomb Squad Gaming, and today I'm bringing you, as you can tell from the title, a top 5 underrated guns in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So please be sure to like this before the video kicks off, and yeah. So at my number 5 spot is the SAC-3 Pain and Suffering, and this is simply because for an akimbo gun in a Call of Duty game, this thing's a monster. In other Call of Duty games, in Black Ops 2, any akimbo gun was awful. And I didn't really play Ghost, so I can't really make an analogy, but really in any game when there was an akimbo weapon, it was gonna be inaccurate. The only thing it had was fire rate, and that was only if you were really close distance. This thing, I've gotten fairly far away kills, great fire rate, great damage, great accuracy, especially this version, the Pain and Suffering. This thing's a monster on the battlefield. I can always count on it to give me a kill or two when I really need it. And as you can see, I use the heavy shield. It's kind of my, running around, and if I start getting shot from the back, the heavy shield helps me out a little bit. I don't know, it's just kind of what I get comfortable with. It's just what I get used to, and yeah, I highly suggest using this weapon if you're not already, and that is why it is my number 5 spot. Coming in at number 4 is going to be the Pytek, and quite a few people do use this, yes, but the people who don't use it, they down this gun so much. They say it's inaccurate, they say it doesn't do enough damage for a heavy weapon, when really it does. Its damage is extremely nice, it's actually really accurate if you know what you're doing. If you take the gun into firing range, which if none of you have, I highly suggest you do it. If you take the gun into the firing range and you just shoot straight ahead, yes, you're going to see a little bit of inaccuracy at the beginning, but it'll immediately drop back down and it'll be 100% accurate, won't even flinch at all. It's just completely accurate, it'll always be on the target. So if you haven't done that already, you need to go check that out, because it is a very accurate gun if you know how to use it. And its magazine size is second to none in its class. I mean, it is just a fantastic gun. I love using it. I have the elite variation, but I just chose the Pytek normal one because I think its stats the best compared to that one. But yeah, that is why the Pytek comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is our IMR, and the IMR is becoming more and more common as more and more YouTubers are using it, but for a while this gun was extremely underrated. Partially maybe because it comes at kind of a later level. I think it comes at like level 32. I'm not sure. That's not exactly late, but it's not exactly early like some of the guns like the ASM-1 and the BAL. And so this kind of gets pushed over, and no one really pays attention to it as much as it should get. I mean, but this thing dominates on the battlefield. I mean, great accuracy. The 4-round burst, I don't usually like burst weapons, but this one just kills it. Tons of damage, tons of accuracy, long range for an assault rifle, and it's just great. I highly suggest checking this gun out if you haven't already, and yeah, more people need to use it because it is a great gun. So that is why it is my number 3 spot on the underrated guns list. So coming in at number 2 is another burst weapon. You guessed it, the ARX. This is the Damnation Elite version. I use this one quite a bit. I haven't really used it this prestige that I'm on, so I don't really have a lot of attachments. I just chose the gun because I didn't feel like creating a full class just for this little screenshot of the gun. But this gun gets looked over quite a bit, but when I have my attachments, when I get to the point where I have the attachments that I want and need, I can do work with this gun. I can just dominate with it, and I can really do some damage on the battlefield. That's why they call this gun the Damnation, if you know what I mean. I mean, this thing is sick. Great accuracy. It's a lot like the IMR, but it does a little bit more damage, at least from what I found. They're in the same weapon class, but if you're using a gun that's an assault rifle besides the BAL, this is the go-to gun. I mean, this thing is sick, it's accurate, does a lot of damage. I'm not a fan of burst guns in general, but if you know how to work them, these things do work. and I know how to work this and that. Dang it, I forgot its name already. IMR, I think, and I just kill. So at the number one spot, you guys already see it, the KF5. This thing is extremely underrated, and a couple of YouTubers like So Superior have already addressed this, how underrated this gun is. So as you can see in my class, this is just because I don't have all the attachments because I just started using it today. But I have the foregrip and the advanced rifling. It doesn't even need the advanced rifling, to be quite honest. It was just something to throw in there. I had an extra slot space, might as well. And I'm actually using a very similar class to So Superior. I changed up a perk or two, added in some grenades, and put a different attachment on my gun. But I watched his video today just to kind of see what he was talking about, and I highly agree because I started testing it out, and I've only been using it for about an hour, and I got about 100 kills. This thing is sick. It wrecks. It dominates. Great range, great firing rate, good magazine size, just all around. It does fire really fast, so I highly suggest scavenger or extended mags on this. But y'all, this thing is so underrated. If you haven't checked it out, you need to. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick top 5 underrated guns, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.